let's talk a little bit about the Fox 38, if you don't mind. So
Sure.
it looks sick, but I'd like to know just a little bit more about it, and I'm sure everybody would. So what's the difference between the 36 and the 38? Who's the fork for? Who should upgrade to it? Is it better than a 36, or is it just tailored more towards a certain kind of rider? Like, tell us all about it.
The 38 is tailored more towards a gravity influenced rider, and it's kind of addressing things that are getting more and more prevalent, like 170 mil, 180 mil 29ers, where big wheels, long single crown forks introduce a lot more flex. Bikes are
Okay.
getting better and better, riders are going faster. So there's a few things that we had to address. One of them is stiffness, and stiffness is definitely an issue. The 36 was plenty stiff and is even stiffer this year. And stiff isn't the end all be all, but it's kind of being able to manage that stiffness in the proper way. The big thing with the 38 is the air spring, and we needed that real estate of the 38 millimeter legs to do some things with that air spring that make it a pretty special fork. We also changed dampers on both 36 and 38 to kind of narrow the range. People were able to get in a lot of trouble with the older dampers. If you didn't pay attention to where you were, you could definitely get it wrong. And we kind of took all the info we gathered from racing and figured out where those parameters were and narrowed it down so that you basically get that sweet spot in the entire sweep instead of being able to go way wrong either direction.
Got you. So for people listening to this who are normal trail riders, would you say they'd be better on the 36 or the 34? This is purely for your bike park days, your full-on enduro riders, or is it a bit of a trail enduro fork as well?
It's definitely a bit of a trail enduro fork as well. I think part of it will depend on how fast you are and how heavy you are. You know, bigger riders are going to put more forceful inputs into suspension. So then you might look at a 38 and the 160 travel, definitely the 170 travel, absolutely the 180 travel. But the 36 has been completely revamped as well, which a lot of people aren't talking about. And I've seen a few reviews saying, "Oh, the 36 got some upgrades," but the 36 is completely new, and it's got most of the features the 38 does, including some things that people just have not seen before.
Okay.
And that stuff will kind of come out as the year progresses and people start to figure it out. But you know, somebody in the 170 pound range riding a 160 mil trail bike, the 36 is definitely the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a phenomenal fork, and it's 250 grams less. I mean, a decent chunk. And again, sometimes stiffness isn't everything. You know, if you're a smaller rider riding this massively stiff chassis,
Yeah.
all that translates. You feel it.
Yeah, of course.
What you just watched then was an interview I did with the Fox guru, Jordi Cortes. If you'd like to watch the full interview, click up there and it'll take you through to the full hour-long interview where we talk all about bike setup, we go more into detail about different products and all that sort of stuff. And if you'd like to watch more MTB fitness videos in future, hit there and then you can subscribe.